Good afternoon, delegates, respected delegates, panelists, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who were at the networking dinner yesterday, I mentioned that ComSir is a crime prevention technology. And this technology will not only prevent crime and losses, but in case of crime, it will help solve crime faster. One of the things that is going to be my intention in these next 10 minutes is to kind of break the myth about Upar Wala Sab Dekhta Hai. Because there is only one Upar Wala, and that is God. He is the only one who is really looking at things. There is no other Upar Wala who looks at what's happening, and that is what I want to begin my talk with. I also want to lay stress on the emphasis that, you know, we all know in India the Home Department is not governed by the central government, so to speak. Every state has its home department. And what we are trying to do is bring in a lot of standardization in security aspects, because non-standardization brings us nothing but confusion. So I had the opportunity of speaking at Interpol about how crime can be solved faster by standardizing incident reports, and I want to talk about that to you as well. So let's talk about this thing about Upar Wala Sab Dekhta Hai. In the last 1 month, we have been seeing this beautiful advertisement, very nice, very creative job, where they try to say that, you know, you've got CCTV cameras, so aap pakde jaoge. But that's absolutely not true. And if this Upar Wala is looking at what's happening, then how did this case take place? Smriti Irani case, I have particularly chosen this case because I'm in the state of Goa. And there was a camera there, and I was hoping that the SP of police, Mr. Karthik Kashyap, who handled this, who was supposed to be on this panel, would be here. If you see what happened, the camera was at its right place. There was nothing wrong with the camera. But the staff involved, there was somebody involved within the organization who changed the position of the camera. And the position of the camera was pointing towards the changing room. And that is how this incident took place, and it had been happening for the past 4 months. So the police, as you can see, has mentioned very clearly that the management itself is also responsible because of the fact that the surveillance cameras were not being monitored. These are all recent incidents. The Petroleum Ministry corporate espionage case. The camera operator himself switched off the CCTVs to help the theft of the documents. This is what Delhi police says. So over a period of time, every time these people came to steal the documents, the cameras were off. So kaun sa upar wala dekh raha hai? A few weeks ago, there was a shootout at Vakola police station in Mumbai. One police inspector shot another police inspector, and when they tried to find the evidence, they realized that the CCTV camera was not working. So I'm trying to prove a point, but let's go through a few things, because it's a myth that everything ends with installation of CCTV cameras. It's a complete myth. $300 million looted in April at the Hatton Garden London Jewellery Deposit Vault. It's one of the most guarded deposit vaults. They dug through 20 inches of concrete, as you can see, 20 inches of concrete. And in the other side, you can see that this van was seen twice after they realized this theft started on a Friday afternoon and ended on Tuesday. So for 4 days, these guys were inside and nobody realized. So which Upar Wala was looking? In Mumbai, as well as in Bangalore, sir, we've had cases of child molestation in schools. And there's been pretty much trouble in Bangalore. And this is a case that took place in Mumbai. Again, same case, child molestation. When they tried to find the video footage, the footage was not available. The CCTV recorder had failed. So, kaun sa upar wala dekh raha hai? I was hoping that Sri Suresh Prabhu would be here today, because the government announced a huge budget for CCTV cameras to monitor Swachh Bharat on the railway stations. But if you're not going to look and you're not going to monitor, you're going to get cases like this. There was an abduction of a boy. When they tried to find the footage, the video footage was hazy, and it was hazy because why? There was a lot of dust on the cameras. BEST buses has cameras, but the committee member of the BEST bus says that our cameras are dummy. Committee member of BEST buses. And in some of the buses you don't have recorders. So now what do you have the camera for? In the case of a hospital, two women were arrested for stealing a baby, and they were posing as nurses. So unless you monitor, unless you review, you will never realize all these things. In this case, a jeweler, a plumber and an electrician went to his store, stole his jewelry, had lunch with him, killed him and ran away with the recorder. Where is the police ever going to get the video recording from? Few days ago, theft at a bank. Robbers went away with the ATM. They took away the entire ATM machine. The police station was 300 feet away. They took away the entire ATM. It was a pre-planned robbery, and the robbers were aware that the cameras were not working. Horrific incident in Peshawar. Same problem. The schools have reopened, and the army is guarding those schools. My question is, for how long will the army be able to guard these schools? After the attacks in Paris, 10,000 police officers have been asked to guard 700 Jewish schools. My question is, how long can they do that? After Peshawar and Paris, the CBSE board as well as the center, they issued guidelines that you must put more CCTV cameras in your schools. But I have already proven to you that installation of cameras is only the beginning. The moral of the story, and one of the as you can see in the second point, is one of the guidelines is also that every morning a guard has to do a visual anti-sabotage check. How is it ever going to be possible? Is the guard even trained to know what is a bomb look like? It's okay to issue instructions, but more needs to be done. So moral of the story, as you can see, is CCTV is not enough. You need to do more. And what is the more that you need to do? You need to carry out post-facto surveillance. You need to review CCTV on a daily basis as a standard operating procedure. You need to back up CCTV footage at remote locations so that if your recorder is destroyed, stolen, fails, you still have a backup. And when there is a criminal incident, please help the police by filing an incident report in a standardized format, which our technology will help you to do in PowerPoint. When you review CCTV as a standard operating procedure, it's a simple thing. You know, we've got these kind of tools which are CCTV review books. All you need to do is to just review them from time to time, and you'll find amazing things. You'll find things which video analytics cannot show you. You'll find things like guards are sleeping. You'll find things like maybe a kid is being taken to a floor where she should not be at a school. You'll find today that a guard is missing from his place. No camera system or analytics for which you are charged crores will be able to tell you that. Therefore, you need to use the human mind. Human intelligence is very important, which is being ignored. And why doesn't anybody carry out review? Why has the world tried to go towards more and more analytics and more automation? Because it is very difficult to carry out post facto surveillance. It is very difficult to find out what happened in the past 24 hours. But if there is technology that's available that makes those 24 hours possible to be reviewed in as little as 1 hour or 2 hours, then you will start doing it. And then the scenario changes. So most of you must have come across these kind of signages. Somebody says, warning, these premises are under CCTV protection. Somebody even asks you to smile, that you are being watched. These are all kinds of different standards. On your tables, you will see something like this. If you see on each of your tables, there is a sticker that says, we check CCTV every day. Now imagine that if each organization keeps this kind of signage, two things happen immediately. Number one, a potential perpetrator of a crime is going to think 10 times before he commits the crime. Because now he knows that people are becoming more responsible and they are checking CCTV on a daily basis. If this kind of signage becomes a standard signage across, then there is no confusion. Everywhere a person goes, whether he goes to Bank of India, whether he goes to Canara Bank, whether he goes to Fab India, whether he goes to a jeweler, he gets to see one sign, one message that says, we check CCTV every day, so you better be careful. The second thing that I want to talk about is how you can help the police solve crime faster. So if there is a criminal incident that takes place, let's say at a bank, Bank of India or Canara Bank, and you know we have spoken about this, Sevakji. The police investigating officer comes in and asks you basically only 7 questions. 5 W's, 1 H, and do you have CCTV? What happened? Where did it happen? When did it happen? Why did it happen? Who were the people involved? And how did it happen? Now, imagine that once you have done your job and given the police their information, how about giving the police the entire incident report which our technology will create in PowerPoint? So if the crime takes place at this hotel and the local police is involved, you just give him a soft copy of that PowerPoint. In one click, they will be able to share that incident report across Goa and across the neighboring states of India. So this is how crime comes down, and this is how crime can get solved faster. And you reduce the burden of the police force. Because of standardization, now you begin to get intelligence. You begin to know what type of crime or what type of incidents are taking place on what days, what area, what time, what location. This allows you to take corrective and preventive action. Speaking about standardization, one of the challenges that police has, and yesterday I was speaking with Rajit here, one of the challenges that they have is, you know, when they receive information, let's say from Interpol, about suspected terrorists, how do they share this information with police officers across the country? There is no standard format. So why not adopt a standard format in a Word document, which the technology will create for you with one click, which is easily editable and accessible by any police officer on the road or at an immigration point. During the Boston bomb blast case and the Toronto riots case, the police had to go through thousands of hours of video. Our technology will make it easy for law enforcement agencies in such cases to help solve crime faster. Finally, I just want to show you one short video which will open our eyes
双鸭山金宝贝幼儿园里，老师靠棍棒维护秩
the
序。
fact that in
这
spite
位
of the
身穿
fact
蓝
that
色
they've
衣服
got
的女老师
CCTV,
不
see
断
what
挥舞
happens
手
in
中
this
的木
school.
棍，并不时地对孩子们进行呵斥和拍打。这边一男一女两个孩子摔倒在地上，这位女老师见状，抬腿就是一脚，
Is this why
将
you
摔倒
send
的
your
男
children
孩
to
踹出
school?
了至少半米。之后，老师扶起了女孩，却没有理会趴在地上的男孩。这会儿，球拍成了他教育孩子的工具。只见他从穿粉色裙子的女孩手中接过了球拍，然后在一个男孩的头上敲打了。
So in conclusion, I'd try to say that take security seriously. It's everyone's responsibility. और ऊपर वाला कुछ नहीं देखने वाला है. ये काम हम सबका है. It's our property, our families, our assets. We need to protect them ourselves. Thank you very much.